one Salman Khan in my family. Now, social networking sites, if a person puts a fake profile and I go and fall in that booby trap, well, you can't attribute it to the negative, you can't attribute it to the positive effects of these social networking sites. Well, it's a perception. Everybody wants it.
Exactly, that is a point. You're supporting us again and again. That is what you're telling about the negative perception.
Even in reality,
Let me complete.
the person can be fake. He will. Let us answer.
That was what is our point. We put in profiles. That's what we were emphasizing. Fake profiles. They put in nice some hunks like Salman Khan and whatever morphed pictures. They're giving. Yeah, it's an example. So see, you're supporting to a point. That's what.
Our line of argument is, don't overemphasize the negative effects of social networking sites. You need not do it. What we are supporting is these social networking sites are having a good impact on our society.
Thank you. Our topic today is to speak against social networking sites. So we naturally have to.
So it has been a very worthy discussion here about impact of social networking sites on the society. Now there's a small poem which we all have read in our school days. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Well, information is overflowing in this open space, okay? Social networking site is just a straw to pick up the juice from the bottle. And the juice is the knowledge, is the information. So please, my worthy opponents, use this straw social networking site, take in the knowledge, assimilate and relish it. You'll always go forward in life. Thank you.
And we just need to conclude. We don't need to conclude. Also say that mankind has never been able to be satisfied with what we've got. At the time of Genesis, when God created mankind, He gave us all kinds of freedom. We were in paradise, Adam and Eve, but we still wanted the forbidden fruit, which since it was accessible. So the horizon, as my fellow debater said, is fast approaching. There's just too much of juice, we're confused which straw to take. And children born today are born with an iPad in hand rather than a rattle to play with. And also, if I'm left with 18 hours to study, I'm pretty sure all of us present here are going to be using 10 hours of it on Facebook rather than in books in your head. I mean, yeah, with books in your head.
Australia is where 299 for 7 and 48 overs.
That is 20 marks, and the person who objects, if his objection is valid, he gets an additional 5 points. Okay, and there is no negative marking, so that's how it works. So there'll be basically 7 rounds. So each of you will get a topic of your own to speak on. Okay, so are we ready to jam?
So when we raise.
Yes, so when you raise when you want to raise your objection, just raise your hands, and Dr. Akshay will decide who is the first person. And if that is not valid, the next person gets a chance to state his objection. Okay? Any other doubts? Clear? Okay. So we'll start with Dr. Sridevi. Okay. Please announce the topic before you start. So after you announce the topic, your timer begins. Don't waste time thinking, doctor.
My topic is smartphones. Are they a boon or not a boon? So I'd like to start with that. Smartphones are both a boon and a bane. Let's start with why they're a boon. They're a boon because we already spoke earlier about social networking sites and why they're bad and why they're good. And I would like to thank Dr. Santosh for all the points that he raised, because I'm going to use them now, starting with all the Manusmriti that he raised and nabbing criminals. The phone is the gadget that we can spread this information very easily and fast through. Now, the reason why we say that it is a bane is because, like we said earlier, we're always on it, and it is also known to cause brain cancer, and it stunts children's growth also. If children are just, 3 feet and they're going on using the phone all the time, or like in the advertisement that we saw when the child is born,
So Dr. Sridevi gets full 20 points. No objections from anyone. The next person can pick up the chit.
Recent documentary, the India's Daughter, was banned by Indian government, which was actually a band of the real voice of the Indians, the actual voice of what is the men's mentality. Of course, some of the men, I'm not blaming everybody, but some, like the lawyer, like the rapist.
the error is grammatical error. I'm not blaming everyone.
That's valid. You get a chance to speak. Please pass the mic. Please stop her, somebody.
Says, what will the government ban next? I think that the government should ban a lot of things because they don't ban anything. That is why we have so many problems in India, starting with these criminals and rape, and schools also not permitting us to take our own food to schools. We have to eat whatever they give us in schools. I think there should be certain rules and regulations to be followed, and that will come about only if the government bans a lot of things. For example, another example I would state is maybe this shamiana that we're sitting under. The government really should ban such things because it's very hot under the shamiana sitting down, and we don't have enough fans, and sometimes...
So Dr. Sridevi gets an additional 5 points. You can pick up the chit.
Hello everyone, I am Shaurya and my topic is moral policies, are they justified? I would like to start with Sir Tagore's lines, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free and the world has not been broken up into fragments by the narrow domestic walls. My father, let my country awake. Guys, morals are the part of our country. All the leaders, all the...
Please stop.
There was a break and double when she was talking.
Sorry, ma'am.
No, sorry, you lose your chance. Dr. Sridevi gets a chance to talk.
Where we have lots of gods and goddesses, and we have enough of those to judge us and tell us whether we're doing something wrong or right, or like in the story of Pinocchio, where there's a little animal sitting in his shoulder and telling him whether he's right or he's wrong. So when we have enough of those, I don't see any reason for somebody...
There was a pause.
Thank you. 5.
And the topic to speak upon, let me start with the holy face of Quran. Quran states that Allah Ta'ala has told in Quran that we made women and women same, but we gave different strengths to them. Men are more power, they have more power over strength or muscular power, whereas women, they bear us in stomach, they bear us in womb, and they bring about us. So nobody can
Stop.
Excuse me. She has a... no, ma'am. I told...
you said a lot of grammatical error. You said the woman, they have the womb.
Quran faces, as they are stated, I am telling.
There was a pause. Raise my hand. Okay. Treated the same equality, the same place, the same stature, the same behavior. How you give it to the boys, the same way India should treat her daughter. There was...
Same topic. And moreover, in this country where the women are considered as gods, Lakshmi, Saraswati and all, we treat them as like our beggar, like something. No, it's not.
College. I feel it has both a positive as well as a negative. It should be implied because many of us, like nowadays, we are having about the many of the incidences happening about the rape case and all other things.
Stop. Many of us like.
Continue.
Dress code, is it necessary or not? Well, that all depends on what you're doing, whether you're in a professional college or you're in school or you're in non-professional college. So if you're in a professional college, I think we should have a dress code. Everybody should have, especially maybe in dental college, we should all have aprons which come right up to our necks and cover us up below our knees and full hands. But maybe on the other hand, we will not have full hands because we are working on patients. As a patient who is in jail. Jail also you can. If you're in.
Why aren't you all objecting?
There was a pause. I feel that a dress code should be mandatory because, as we see, we should.
It should be made compulsory, as well as it has both advantages as well as disadvantages. So, because many of the reasons, whatever.
Time up.
Is that the future? What do you guys think? Is that the future? I don't really think so. That's the future. That is all your perception. If you want to live in, if you want to go get married and then go for a person relationship, I don't really think so. That should be a problem. Live-in relationship is all your ideas, all your perception, all your belief. If you love some person and if you are okay with it and if your parents are okay with it and everything is done within the limits, I think live-in relationship is definitely okay, because that means I am trying to say that definitely that brings you close together. Definitely that brings you to understand. One second sentence.
You've been saying it many times.
Definitely one sentence, definitely second sentence.
Okay, we'll give it to you. Continue.
Definitely that allows you to understand a person more. Definitely that lets you understand the feelings, the beliefs of each other. And I would definitely say that, yeah, that is definitely giving you an idea how to deal
One
up
sentence twice.
Okay. Now some point is given. No points.
Check. Hello.
I will be taking over from Dr. Sarvesh, where he says that live-in relationships are the future. I would like not to agree with Dr. Sarvesh saying that live-in relationships are the future, because we cannot live inside with somebody else.
See, living in relation when you have understanding is not at all a problem. So it basically depends. If you understand, it's much more better. And even if your parents agree and all those, it's much more fine. And even though it has
Much more fine.
Grammatical error.
So back to live-in relationships, we don't like to have relationships which are live-in because we don't know where we're going to live, first of all, whether it's in our parents' house or in our own house or it's in the person.
So that comes to the end of the jam session. Yeah. So the scores are as?
Yes, ma'am.
Points. Mansoor is on 15 points. Sarvesh on 15 points. And Ruby is on 10 points. First and second years not opened their accounts. Thank you all.
Oh, that was a with all the qualities in equal proportion. We are lucky to have you as a teacher, guide and friend. Kirti sir. Priyangna, you are just awesome. I love you. To all my staff, for the fantastic work they are doing every single day and maintaining a very high standard in the department, Dr. Sarita Narayan. And then we have Shiraz sir, we love you. You have a sweet smile. Keep smiling, sir. That's from the third years.
Okay, another one I'll read. Dear Kirti sir, I have a huge crush on you. I would love to propose you if you were not married. Your admirer and fan from second year. Lots of love. To Dr. Vivek Bagga, PG Oral Surgery. You are the hottest person in our college. Seeing you in the morning makes my day. And that's mom, Rahila, Tareen, Arifa and Sumima. Can we have the participants for mime, please? And come to events. Yeah. And the events which are lined up for tomorrow are solo dance, followed by solo and duet singing, Woodstock Villa, group singing, and the fashion show. Okay? We'll go ahead with
for
mime.
the surgery department again, and it's to all the staff. This department is an all-time favorite to all the students of all the years. And this is for someone called Nukfal Eka.
Nofal.
There are two messages for you. I'm a big fan of yours. And the second one is, you're the most handsome guy in college. I really want to see you. I really want to see you actually. Where? Okay, and this is for Deepak sir. You look very handsome. I don't see sir here.
Okay, this is for Yashwant sir. You are awesome in teaching and this whole RGDC. Any guesses who must have written it? Third years. Okay, this is for Dr. Chetna and Dr. Joglin. Thanks for being my best friends and standing by me during all the hard times. Love you both. This is by Dr. Hasleen. Then, this is by the second year PGs of Prostho Department. Dear Achyut sir, you are the best. Thank you sir for always being there for us. Then this is by Chetna to Rasleen and Shantana. You people are the best co-PGs. I love you my friends. Next is for Divya ma'am. We respect you as our teacher, as an intellect, and we look upon you as our inspiration by Shruti and Nitya. All the angels. This is for oral surgery department. It says that all the angels are gathering together in oral surgery department. This is to Dr. Tejendra Prostho. Prostho PG, though you always have an attitude in your face every time I see you, I still like you, or I think I have a crush on you. Dr. Tejendra.
He's missing, he's absconding right now.
Yeah.
The next message is for Dr. Yashwant. You are an outgoing, sweet and very friendly person. You help us a lot in studies. We are your flash mob. Again, third years. The next is for Kirti sir. Kirti sir is not here. You're the best person on earth. The next is for Adil sir. It says you're awesome from your two secret admirers. He has two secret admirers in one fish pond. Nice. The next message is for Ali Haider. You are awesome.
Ali Haider. Who is Haider? First year, okay.
For Ali Haider.
So next we have groups lined up here to put forth some ideas to ponder on. They are going to come up here and narrate them as stories. Sounds easy, right? Well, here's a catch. They aren't going to speak it out. They are just going to narrate it with actions alone. And I'm talking about the mime show. Are you guys all ready for checking it out? I call upon the judges, Dr. Navya ma'am, Dr. Umesh sir, Dr. Abhinav sir, Dr. Shiraz sir.
That was amazing. That was the first year's given characteristics of a great mimer, and that was really entertaining.
Can we hear it from first years, please? So now I would like to call upon the second years on stage, please.
A1, 2, 1. I repeat, A1, 2, 1.